All right, so let's begin the show. India's armed forces. The reason why people like you and me sleep peacefully in our homes, knowing that we are safe and our borders are taken care of. Now, these Jawans lay down their lives for the nation. And so, on the Money Show today, we dedicate this segment to the real heroes of India. Stressful job, regular transfers, mental and physical exertion leaves a very little time for financial planning for the armed forces. No doubt the health insurance is definitely taken care by the government, but there is a lot more to be done, as far as the money matters are concerned. So let's dive into this discussion. I have with me Aditya Agarwala, Head of Research and Investments, Invest for Edu. Aditya, good evening and welcome to the show. A very important topic, and I know a lot has been already written about it, and there are people offering guidance and, in fact, doing a lot of workshops as well. But there is something about financial literacy that still seems to be lacking when we talk about financial planning for armed forces or armed forces personnel. So tell us few red flags, which you might have seen when you might have interacted with any of such professional. What is the entire concept about money? Do they even think about it? Because they are so patriotic in their entire personality and the kind of work they are into. I doubt a financial planning or a personal finance angle thought might have just even crossed their mind.
Hi, Kavita. Good evening. And gives me immense pleasure actually to come on the show and talk about financial planning and the importance of it, especially for the armed forces, because as you rightly spelled out, we sleep peacefully because they're protecting our borders and they lay down their lives. So jumping straight into the discussion, yes, they do ignore the bit on finance and how to take care of their post-retirement life, and because clearly that is not on their mind. The first thing on their mind is about the patriotism, and then plus government does take care of their post-retirement and their health care. But to be honest, we all know that with the kind of inflation and the rising cost of living, it gets difficult to manage with that corpus of the retirement fund, and the even though the medical benefits do take care, but the retirement corpus that they get, it also depends on the tenure of the service and the rank. Depending on that, you get the retirement benefits, which we all know is not sufficient enough to have a peaceful and enjoy the retirement life, the kind of life that you want to enjoy. So yes, I had the opportunity to interact with a few of the armed forces. In fact, we did a session for them, especially how to manage their funds, and we did come across certain red flags, which I would like to highlight here. The most important is they have little knowledge about the financial advisors and the financial instruments available for them to invest in, because they are remotely located most of the times. They have limited access to the knowledge, and second, they don't have access to good quality financial advisors as well, Kavita. So these are some of the reasons, and they keep switching their jobs. The postings are keep switching, so they don't know what is the right approach and whom to approach. And plus, you usually see they're retiring at an early age due to some disability, or they've served their term. So you have to take care of the rest of the life, which could be a lengthy one. The retirement, if it's an early retirement, you could have to take care of 30 to 40 years post retirement. So that is the very tricky place to be in, and you have to take care of that. Some of the pointers which I believe one should clearly keep in mind.
Aditya, to that part, I will come. I will come later in the discussion. What needs to be done, because we are just trying to figure out as to what kind of life they live and how are they financially. Also, if you could just break down the salary structure for these armed forces. How much do they earn? What rank gets a major part of the salary? How is the entire package breakup for them?
So, Kavita, as far as the package is concerned, it all depends on the rank, as you said. So, if you are an officer rank, then definitely your recognizable emoluments are much higher. But if you're below the rank, and if you are serving less than 15 years, then definitely your recognizable emoluments are much lower. And because of that, the benefits that you get out of that is also extremely low. So to come to that, if you talk about the pension, the service pension that you get is about 50% of the emolument that you draw, or the average of the recognizable emoluments of the last 10 months. That is, if you are an officer rank, and if you have served for 20 years. If you are below officer rank, then you would have to serve at least 15 years. But 9,000 is minimum that they get from their pension. There are other pensions as well, like the family pension, the special family pension, the disability pension. So all of that depends on your rank and the number of years that you have served in these armed forces.
Let's also talk about the benefits that armed forces professionals get. They are covered with a proper health insurance and the entire family as well. Apart from that, there's pension. What are the other benefits that we are talking about over here?
So, Kavita, mainly there are two things that armed forces usually get. One is the pension. There is a provident fund for them. There's a defense service employee provident fund, which armed forces usually part of the salary they deploy in that. Then there is a medical health benefit which they get, which is a sizable one, Kavita. In fact, if we talk about the medical benefit that they draw, which can cover their family's benefit, is quite a good one. In fact, there's something called ex-service contributory health service scheme, which is for the family of the armed forces and the personnel themselves. But yes, as far as the kids are concerned, they are only covered till the age of 25. After the age of 25, once the kids become financially independent, then the health insurance does not cover the children. So as far as that is concerned, they need to take care of that and have a separate health insurance for their kids once they reach the age of 25 and above. Apart from that, yes, there is an army group insurance fund as well. I'm sorry, army group insurance fund, which takes care of the insurance post their retirement. And along with that, there is employee provident fund as well, which I mentioned. So these are the main instruments which the government helps with the armed forces.
Right, right. But then, Aditya, the big question over here is how do we know that this is enough? Okay, even if you have a health benefit services for throughout your life, you've got a pension you're getting, but your kids still are not covered under the health benefits that you're offered by the government. So this is where financial planning needs to be done, and this is where thinking about your finances takes the center stage in an armed professional person's life. How can one go about it? Let's talk about insurance, because this is one very crucial and tricky area, because not all general insurance companies provide health insurance to armed forces professionals, right? So how can one go about it? First, let's take health insurance, and then we'll talk about life insurance, which is even trickier for them.
Oh, absolutely, Kavita, because as you mentioned, a lot of companies do not cover health insurance for armed forces. Health insurance for yourself, for the armed personnel and their immediate family is taken care of by the government, which is under ex-servicemen's contributory health service, which is ECHS. So that as far as health cost is concerned, that is borne by the government. And for your kids till their age of 25, it is covered till then. After 25, you have to have a separate health insurance for your kids. But yes, we know that the cost of health is medical is also going up. So you need to have a separate health insurance, especially for your kids. Like I mentioned, after 25, it doesn't cover them. But as far as you and your spouse is concerned, it does cover the health medical costs. So you don't need a separate medical insurance if you are an armed personnel for yourself and your spouse, and for kids till the age of 25. After 25, like I mentioned, you need to have a separate health insurance.
All right. What about life insurance? Can they easily get a term insurance coverage?
It is difficult, Kavita, to get a term insurance because of the uncertainty of their life, without a doubt. Government has a policy for them, which is your army group insurance, which covers them, their family as well. But again, as we all know, with the kind of inflation that is there, it will not suffice your immediate post-retirement requirements. So you need to plan it properly, and then once you retire, you need to have a house, you need to plan for your kids higher education, for their marriage, a car maybe, and have a holiday here and there as well. So for that, you need to plan it properly and have adequate insurances as well. Don't go for over insurances, like a lot of people might think that, oh, the insurance cover is not sufficient enough under the army group insurance, so let's go for too many insurances, it will not help you, to be honest. Go for insurance which is decent enough to cover yourself. And please don't go for plans like ULIP and insurance plus investment products, because there the returns are extremely low, and plus the cost attached to it is extremely high. So it's a double whammy, Kavita. Look for a pure play term insurance if you're looking for an insurance over and above Army Group Insurance fund, because that will cover you for your life insurance that is there. Apart from that, you are fairly taken care by the government on both the fronts, on health and your life insurance.
All right. Let's also look at the financial goals now. Usually the type of financial goals that an investor might want to have or might want to line it up would be buying a house, their kids' education, their marriage and the retirement. Major goals of your life. Now, when we compare these goals, a civilian maybe and a normal investor and an armed forces personnel, house is taken care of. Even the kids' education is taken care of.
No. So till the time you're in service, you do get a place to stay. Post your retirement, you need to take care of your stay. So you have to plan it properly so that you can get a house for yourself wherever you want. Kids' education initially is taken care of. After higher education cost, you will have to bear once you're retired. So definitely you'll have to plan for all that, Kavita. And the lifestyle also, you need to have vacations, you have to upgrade your car, you need to have a comfortable lifestyle after retirement. So you need to plan it properly, and you need to know how much is going to be your income post retirement and what are going to be expenses, and look at the avenues which are there. Like I mentioned, a lot of armed forces are not aware of the instruments that are available at their disposal, especially the stocks and the mutual funds. So you need to have a good financial advisor. And even if though you can, even if you are in remote locations, you can't exactly get the knowledge on the stocks and the mutual fund. It's important you have a good financial advisor who will help you create a proper plan. Financial goals are there, and make a proper financial plan for you. And do involve your spouse, like I was mentioning at the start, because there could be times when you're not able to take care of the financial planning properly because you don't have access to the information. There's communication break which happens most frequently, and you're traveling to remote locations. So do involve your spouse in all these financial matters, because in your absence, your spouse can take care of the financial planning and the investments that are required. So do include mutual funds, stocks, if you can get the knowledge of stocks. Otherwise, there are ample mutual funds at disposal, and do have a good financial advisor, because post retirement you need to plan your life properly, and with the kind of inflation that we're looking at, only your pension won't suffice your post retirement life.
Exactly. And Aditya, one more very important thing, when we talk about financial planning, it is just not your investments in stocks or your mutual funds or having the right kind of insurance. It's also very important to analyze and figure out what kind of a lifestyle you have. So when we talk about lifestyles, of an armed forces personnel, so what is so different about their lifestyle and lifestyle expenses? What are the things or the red flags over there on that part of the story that you think should be sorted?
So the lifestyle is completely different, Kavita. It's a very good point that you've raised. Our lifestyle is different. Their lifestyle is different. The way they approach the life is more. I would say it's more. It's not ad hoc. They're trained properly to have a different kind of a lifestyle. And post retirement, they would want to maintain that kind of a lifestyle. And it's not a normal lifestyle that they maintain. The way they greet people, the way their houses are, the way they plan their vacations, it's all properly planned and systematic. To maintain that kind of systematic lifestyle, you need to plan it out properly. The red flags out here could be, again, under planning your post retirement lifestyle. If you were enjoying a certain kind of lifestyle, if you were at an officer rank and you were enjoying a certain kind of lifestyle during your service, you would want to like to maintain that lifestyle post your retirement as well. And to maintain that kind of lifestyle, you need to plan much ahead of time. So for example, if you want to settle down in a tier one city, post your retirement, you need to take care of your housing needs. What is the kind of cost that would you have to bear to get to buy a house if you're looking to buy a house in tier one city? If you're looking for a foreign vacation, what is the kind of expenses? How frequently you want a foreign vacation? If you want to renew your car after every 5 years, which is the car that you're looking at? And plus, if you want to send your kids outside India for higher education, that is also something that you'll have to take care of. So the red flags out here could be not looking at these life events much ahead in time while you are while you're in service, and ignoring them. And post your retirement, these costs can keep you under burden. And if you don't enjoy the kind of lifestyle post retirement that you were enjoying during your service, that could be detrimental to your mental health as well.
One very important aspect, Aditya, which I think you should really highlight on now, as we all know that as you go higher on your rank, you might get a very attractive pay package. But then, what about those professionals who really don't make that much of money, but then are aware about investment and are also looking for some kind of a second income? Officially, you definitely can't do it. But what about having a rental income, or what about having, what about creating those kind of avenues where you can have a secondary income?
Oh, very important. In fact, it becomes more important as you spelled out for armed forces who don't enjoy that kind of a lifestyle during their service if they're not at their officer rank or senior level. It is very important to have a secondary income. And as you mentioned, a rental income could be something which they can look at. Don't go into too much real estate investments, because you usually, especially with the armed forces, I've encountered that also, Kavita, during my interactions, that they tend to invest too much in real estate, thinking of rental income will be a good secondary source of income. But again, it won't be the kind of returns that you would get from an investment in a mutual fund or a direct equity exposure. Yes, do have one or two rental income source of income from there. Also include mutual fund stocks in your portfolio. Now, again, if you can have a business after your retirement, that is something that you can definitely look at. If you're passionate about something, you want to pursue it post your retirement. We have seen that in the recent times. There are a lot of armed forces after the retirement have taken up their passion seriously, and they have converted that into a business model. So that is something also which you can look at. Very important to have a secondary income and start thinking about it early while you are at service, because then you can actually reap the benefits of it post retirement. Because once you're retired, you would need that additional source of income to have that kind of lifestyle and maintain that kind of a lifestyle post retirement that you're looking at. So yes, rental income is something that you should definitely look at, but don't overdo it, because the kind of return on the rental income is not too lucrative, Kavita, as compared to the returns that you make on it from investments in mutual funds. Or maybe you can look at golds as well. That also will give you decent kind of return. So balance it out well, I would say, to have a additional source of income post your retirement.
Right. So, since we are talking about these professionals, and when we list out the investment instruments, do you think there is some relief on the tax part for them? Any extra
Yes,
relief?
they also enjoy the similar kind of reliefs that we enjoy, Kavita, for tax. Like under ATC, they do get relief, and the other benefits that we get, they also enjoy them. I don't think they get any additional relief as far as on the tax is concerned, that we get apart from the usual tax benefits that they get.
Right now, all those people who are maybe about to get retired or already are retired and still want to, get into investing in the markets, what should be their first step? And also, if there's someone who are looking at a second inning, maybe in some other form, maybe they want to become an entrepreneur, what kind of money planning that they have to do, because pension, that is one way of a constant money flow that they might be getting. How do you decide how much should be invested, how much should be taken into account for a venture, for a project, or whatever you want to start on with? How can you go ahead post retirement?
So we'll take one question at a time. So if
Sure.
one wants to go ahead with investments, post their retirement, they're a little late in picking out and making good investments. You are never too late, Kavita. You start when you're ready for investments, and you want to take an exposure by the route of mutual funds or direct equities. But yes, you also need to plan it out. What are the exact expenses that you have? Make goals, short term, medium term, long term goals, and what is the kind of investment and the expenses that would be required to meet those short term goals, medium term goals, and the long term goals. And accordingly, you can channelize your income in various investment tools, which will give you the kind of return to meet the short term and the medium term and the long term goals. So you're never too late to start an investment journey. But before that, if you don't have the right kind of knowledge and the acumen to go all by yourself for investments, do hire a professional, look for a professional advice, go look for a good financial advisor who can help you meet these short term, medium term, and long term goals given your current corpus. Now, coming to the second part of the question, which is if somebody is looking to start a new venture after retirement, and how to go about it, how much to invest. Again, out here, you should first have your short term, medium term, and long term goals in place. For short term goals, you can't take too much of a risk because you will have to make right kind of allocation to meet the short term goals. So for that, set aside the corpus that you already have. The investment required to meet the short term goals, you're not supposed to touch that. Coming to the medium term goals, again, there you can't make too much of a adjustment there because there too is a risk attached. If you get into a new venture, what if the venture fails? You will not be able to meet your medium term goals if you use that corpus to meet the medium term goals. So you can't tinker with that too much, Kavita, as well. Yes, you can pull out 20-25% of the corpus from there and put it in your new venture, but you can't tinker with too much with that. Yes, coming to the long term goal now, that is where you can actually take some kind of a risk. You can pull out some corpus from your long term goal because you still have time, and allocate that fund to your venture if you want to, if you're falling short of money, and then look at growing that venture. And once you are at a sizable scale, do not forget to put back the money for the long term goal that you had created, because again, if you don't put that money right now, once you are done, then you will not be able to meet your long term goals as well. So this is one way of allocating funds to the venture if you're looking at. And second, you can also look at loan, maybe an option as well if you want to look at an immediate capital to fund your venture. But yes, it won't be that easy to get a loan as well. So these are some of the tools, and plus you have your pension which you get if you can save up from some amount from the pension and deploy it to the new venture. You can do that.
Right, right. All right, Aditya, I think that will be all. Thank you so much for taking time out today and helping us with a very important topic about financial planning for armed forces professionals. Thank you so much. All right, so on that note, let's take a quick break. Post that, let's talk about new festive credit cards which are in the market, and how should you be planning your festival shopping by being a smart shopper. All of this after this break.